a look at the main agricultural products from Northern California. And these are going to be mostly there in the Sacramento Valley. And just to help us find what we're looking at, this particular area right through here that I'm trying to show is the Sacramento Valley. And so that's the northern part of the Central Valley. And so down here is the San Joaquin Valley, down in this particular area. But then we can see a little bit of separation. I wish I could zoom in a little bit more, but we can see a little bit of separation. And so in the case of grapes, you can see where they're grown. They're grown in drier areas, especially during those areas that have a little bit of a rain shadow effect. It really adds to the certain soil and climate characteristics and all the various fragile things that grapes need. So we can see throughout much of California in the Central Valley, especially along the western edge of the valley, but also in this little valley here in between the inner coastal range and the outer coastal range. And so there's the outer range and then the inner range, and in between kind of a little small little valley area. And so we can see in the case of just north of San Francisco, which is where this arrow is pointed, the grapes are grown for wine, because of the perfect characteristics for wine, whereas over here in the Central Valley and Sacramento Valley, they're more grown for as raisins or grapes that we actually eat. Next up, let's look at plums and prunes, which are closely related to grapes. Plums and prunes, with all those old people, they need their prunes. And so these are also grown in case of Sacramento Valley in a little bit more amounts there than the San Joaquin Valley. But you can still nonetheless see in the Central Valley overwhelmingly is where the plums and the prunes of our nation are grown and produced. Next up is rice. We've talked about other areas of rice in Dixie. But in the case specifically in the Sacramento Valley, because of kind of the characteristics of all these rivers coming together, very similar to what we have up here, all the rivers coming together, combined with a flat area, so very moisture rich, a lot of precipitation, a lot of water, surface water, on a very flat surface. That's perfect for rice cultivation. So this is the other area besides Dixie where we find rice. Also, we find two particular nuts, well, a lot of different nuts in California, but you find almonds throughout the Central Valley, and also walnuts. So English walnuts, you can find overwhelmingly. Where else in the country do we find them? Produced nowhere else. Only here in this very agriculturally productive region of Northern California.